Kurinji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Free bus for LKG to 8th standard.
Free, hygienic and nutritious food.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurinji Education Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.
Students, now we are going to discuss regarding rice and wheat information or wheat and rice information. But what is the point now I am requesting to follow now? So here in this video means in a side heading of rice and wheat now I have given explanation only on rice. Sir, why sir, where is the information of wheat means? So information of wheat, so I have given in a previous video, so that's why. So before coming to this video, try to watch previous video ma. So then you can come on to this video and you can see there. So in this particular video, what is the information now I am going to give you is, so information of rice I have given. Later Sakaram officinarum means, so sugarcane information I have given. So later in this side millets information. Later very important concept, that is methods or plant breeding methods for obtaining of disease resistant plants. Okay, so this information only in this video I am going to explain exclusively. So come, let us have a look on this. Okay man, now let us have a look on this. So that is this wheat and rice side heading. So there, if I said the wheat information already is there in previous video, I said no. Now that's why let us concentrate on the rice. Now semi-dwarf varieties of rice or semi-dwarf rice varieties were derived from the year 8. Don't forget, very important point. So semi-dwarf varieties. So in our India we have developed semi-dwarf varieties. No, all these semi-dwarf varieties we have been developed from the year 8. Sir, year 8 from where it has come, sir, means, so this year 8 developed at International Rice Research Institute. So International Rice Research Institute. So simply IRRI. Okay, this particular institute is located in or located at Philippines. Okay, so means semi-dwarf varieties of rice were derived from the year 8, and this year 8 developed at International Rice Research Institute, IRRI. Okay, so that particular institute is present in Philippines. Okay, next one, Taichung native one. So this one also rice variety, Taichung native one. So when you have seen this particular name, no, definitely you can come to know that definitely this variety belongs to the Taiwan. Taichung native one. This is Roman number 1. Taichung native one from Taiwan. Means here totally how many varieties are there? So 2 varieties. One is IR8 developed by or developed developed in IRRI Philippines. Next one more variety is there. Taichung native one developed in Taiwan. So next one, the varieties or the derivatives were introduced in our India in 1966. So why this point I have given now? So in yesterday's information, so regarding wheat, in 1963 several disease resistant varieties we have been introduced in our India. Wheat information concern. So wheat varieties we have introduced in our India in 1963, but rice varieties we have introduced in our India in 1966. A point you understood. So in 1966 rice varieties we have introduced, and in 1963 which one? Wheat varieties we have introduced in our India. So that is a point. So try to save in your mind. Now later So later, better yielding semi-dwarf varieties. So here, after introducing of varieties or rice varieties in our India, later better yielding semi-dwarf varieties developed in our India. So what are the better yielding semi-dwarf varieties means? Jaya and one more is Ratna. So all girls names only are there. So rice varieties, better varieties of rices, so Jaya and Ratna. And wheat point of view, Sonalika and Kalyani Sona. This information in previous video we learned now. So try to follow previous video. Later only you try to please watch this video. Okay ma. So now wheat varieties are Sonalika and Kalyani Sona. Next one rice varieties are Jaya and Ratna. So next one. So let us move forward to learn the sugarcane information. So now sugarcane, is the interesting point, interesting information as well as important. So try to watch this carefully. Now sugarcane point of view, Saccharum barberry. So Saccharum barberry was originally where it grows. So originally it grown in or it grows in North India. But what is the important point of this Saccharum barberry? It will be or it is present in North India, and but had what is the point? It has a poor sugar content and yield. Which one? Saccharum barberry was originally grown in North India, but had poor sugar content and yield. Don't forget the Saccharum barberry characteristics. Definitely we need to remember. Belongs to or present in North India, and poor sugar content is there, as well as the yield also will be very less. So this point, these characteristics or belongs to the Saccharum barberry. Next one, tropical canes. Tropical cane, sugar cane, so tropical sugar cane grown in South India. So in South Indian regions, Saccharum barberry, Saccharum officinarum. So Saccharum officinarum is generally grows in our South Indian regions. So what is the importance of this Saccharum officinarum means that had thicker stems. So stem will be very thicker stems, thicker, thicker stems are present, and higher sugar content is present. So higher rate of sugar content or higher percentage of sugar content we can be seen. And but what is the significance of this one? No, that only present in South India, that will not grow in North India. So this point you try to save in your mind. So what is importance? So tropical cranes grown in South India, South Indian variety is Saccharum officinarum. So importance of this one is presence of thicker stems and high sugar content also is present. But this particular Saccharum officinarum will not grow in North India, only grows in or that will be present in our South Indian belt only, South Indian regions. Now these two species, now we are going to cross. Which one and which one? One is Saccharum barberry and one more is Saccharum officinarum. So let us move forward to learn. So now these two species were successfully crossed to get sugarcane varieties combining the desirable qualities of high yield, thicker stems and high sugar content, and ability to grow in sugarcane areas of North India. So here what is the point here we are going to take? So what is the thing? No, we are going to take here. We are going to cross. So we are going to cross this one. So here, when we are going to cross these two species successfully, so definitely, so what are the parental characters or what are the good characters are present in the parents? No, definitely we can obtain in offsprings, and these offsprings now we can grow in North India also. So that is the main important thing now we are going to do. One more time you see, so two species now we are going to successfully cross. Okay, so when we are going to cross, definitely we can get good varieties or desirable qualities of high yield, thicker stems and high sugar content with that kind of, or what is a hybrid we will produce now. So that one can grow in North Indian places also. So that's why by using of Saccharum barberry and by using of Saccharum officinarum, now we are going to derive or we are going to produce one new variety. Now let us have a look on the crossing. So now once you see that Sakaram barberry belongs to the North India. N India I have written, so North India meaning. Next one, what is importance? Poor sugar content and yield. Next one, Sakaram officinera present or belongs to which one? South Indian variety or grows in South India. Next one, this Sakaram officinera information concerned, it has thicker stems and high sugar content. T, here T is there, content T also is there. Next one, not grow very well in North India. Okay ma, so means Sakaram officinarum grows in South India but not grow in North India, and thicker stems it has, and it can produce or it can give more yield and more sugar content. So when we are going to cross, between these two, one is Sakaram barberry with Sakaram officinarum, definitely. So one hybrid will come, no? Suppose when we are going to cross between two plants as a parents, so definitely F1 generation will come. So F1 generation or hybrid. So definitely what is the importance of this offspring means, this particular offspring now it can grow in last line you see. So that can grow in North India. And so it has thicker stems, and it has high sugar content. Now what is a hybrid? Now we have produced that can grow in North India, and that has thicker stems and high sugar content. So that is the main important point now we would like to discuss. A point you understood. So first of all, Sakaram barberry we took, that is belongs to the North India, and Sakaram officinarum grows in South India. And in what is important characters are present in officinarum? Thicker stems over there, high sugar content is there, and it will not grow in North India. And North Indian variety Sakaram barberry, poor sugar content and yield only. Now when we are going to cross between these two, one variety has come. That variety it can grow in North India, and it can give more yield and more sugar content, and it has thicker stems. So likewise, very important point. But here, did you observe one point? So here Sakaram barberry we have taken and Sakaram officinarum we have taken, but here this particular offspring we are calling as a hybrid or variety only, but name not given. Not only in textbook, in internet also I searched, but I could not find the name. Okay ma, so that's why try to search for that name. Suppose if you find that name, name also you can remember. So right, that is the important point. Okay ma, now let us move forward. Now millets information concerned. So hybrid maize, jowar, bajra have successfully developed in our India. So millets concerned, maize we have developed, hybrid maize, not normal one. Hybrid maize we developed, hybrid jowar we developed, hybrid bajra we developed successfully in our India. So these hybrid or hybrid breeding have led to the development of several high yielding resistance to water stresses conditions. Means here, sir, why sir we have developed all these kind of hybrid varieties, sir? Means why we have developed successfully? What is the reason, sir? Means so we have developed all these kind of hybrid varieties to resist to the water stress conditions or water scarcity conditions. So that is only second line once you see there. Hybrid breeding have led to the development of several high yielding resistance so to the water stress conditions. So because of the resistance or to give resistance to the water scarcity conditions, we have developed some kind of varieties. So all these varieties so exclusively comes under millets. Small information, just 1 or 2 lines only. So millets information. Now let us move forward to the very important concepts. So here that is so this particular plant breeding, so where and where or in which occasions where we can use, sir? Means first thing is plant breeding we can use for obtaining of disease resistance plants. Disease resistant plant means by obtaining for obtaining of disease resistant plants also, here plant breeding techniques we can follow. So let us move forward to learn this information. Now plant breeding for disease resistance. Okay, now a variety or a wide range of fungi, bacteria, viral particles affect the yield of cultivated crop species. So here pathogens, there are different types of pathogens are there and a wide range. So means there are different types of or different number of pathogens are there. Our knowledge point of view, fungal members are there, bacteria members are there, and viruses also are there. Viruses, viroids, and the next one prions likewise. Still so many are there now, but our other it was concentrated only on few things. One is fungal members, bacterial members, and one more is viruses. Okay, so next one, all these members or all these kind of pathogens definitely cause or definitely impose which one some kind of effect on the yield of cultivated crops. Okay, so definitely, so some kind of problem will be there or effect will be there on the yield. So because of these kind of pathogens. Okay, ma. So in this particular case, no, definitely crop losses will be there, can often be significant up to 20 to 30% per annum. Among this point you try to remember, 20 to 30% crop definitely chance is there, or crop losses definitely chance is there to loss up to 20 to 30%, or sometimes even total TOTAL, even total amount of the or total yield of that particular crop chance is to loss because of the activity of these kind of pathogens. Amma, did you understand? So here what is the main important point? One more time you see there, especially in tropical climatic conditions. So in a tropical climatic conditions, definitely chance is there for loss of more yield due to the activity of these kind of pathogens. So that's why, so here how much of a percentages we will lose means the crop losses can often be significant up to 20 to 30% of crop loss chance is there to loss, or sometimes even total also, so chance is there to loss. That's why what we have to do, so when we are going to, so that's why here same information only I have written. In this situation, breeding and development of cultivars, breeding and development of cultivars, resistance to the diseases. So that's why, so definitely we have to start breeding and we have to develop of which one cultivars, so to resist the diseases. So when we are going to develop disease resistant plants, so because of the development of disease resistant plants, definitely what we can do, so here once you see there, enhances food production. So when we are going to start to breed and develop the cultivars, so which are resistance to the diseases, definitely we can induce or we can enhance the food production. Amma, did you understand? Means, so when we are going to develop or when we are going to breed so disease resistant plants, so definitely we can induce our food production. So at the time definitely loss will be very less only now. So thereby food production or the food content or yield content definitely will be increased. That is my point. Now this is also helps reduce the dependence on the usage of fungicides, bacteriicides and virucides or for any kind of chemicals. Means here, so when we are going to develop some kind of some kind of plants, so which will have more disease resistance or which are having more disease resistance, means definitely one important good occasion that is so here we can get more yield, and one more here chance is there for the less dependence on the fungicides. So here we no need to use, or the chance of the usage of the fungicides definitely reduces bactericides. A point you understood or not? Means the fungicides usage as well as bactericides usage definitely will be very less. So when we are going to develop the or when we are going to breed and develop the cultivars, so which are so resistance to the diseases. Try to understand this particular video, important. Next one, resistance of the host plant is ability to prevent the pathogens. So when that particular plant or when that particular host plant has the ability to prevent the pathogens from the causing disease, and it is determined by the genetic constitution of the host plant. Means here definitely when we are going to keep good genes, or when we are going to keep or when we are going to insert which one good genetic combination so into the host plants at the time, so within the plant there, so here resistant capability will be more. So when resistance capability or disease resistant capability is more in that particular place, that particular host plant has the ability to prevent the pathogens activity. So point you understood or not? Means here for raising off or for the building up of which one disease resistant capability, so here we can understand by determining genetic constitution of the host plant. Okay, so this point I hope you understood this one. Next point let us learn before breeding. So before breeding is undertaken. So before when we are going to start this particular breeding, so it is important to know what is that about the causative organism. Suppose one particular plant is there, means generally what is the type of organism, will come on to that. Okay, what is the causative organism and what is the mode of transmission. Okay, how these diseases or what is importance and what is the type of organism will cause a disease, and likewise entire information of that particular disease. So first of all we must know. So then only, so we can very easily we can create or we can start to breed and we can start to develop any particular plants. So some of the diseases caused by fungi. So here let us have a look on this. Now here I have given some kind of example. So examples of fungal diseases as well as bacterial diseases as well as viral diseases. So here, so now here what is the important point? First of all, fungi members definitely causes rust sama. So don't forget fungal members. So in first year chapter we learn basidiomycetes generally causes rusts and smuts we learn. So likewise, so here the fungal members are rusts. Okay, rust. So for example, brown rust of wheat and red rot of sugarcane. First two diseases are there now. Brown rust of wheat and red rot of sugarcane and late blight of potato. Three diseases, three types of diseases names are there. Brown rust of wheat, red rot of sugarcane and late blight of potato. These three diseases are caused by fungal members. Try to by heart, NEET examination point of view important. Next one, bacterial diseases. So bacterial diseases, what are those? No, so here one only is there, that's why I have written as is. Bacterial disease is which one? Black rot of crucifers. One point, if bacterial disease, in a bacteria starts with B, so here the disease name also starts with B, but bacteria black you remember. Why? Because here in fungal members also B is there, that's why. So in a fungal member brown or in a bacterial member black you try to remember. So thereby, suppose if the brown rust of wheat if they give and black rot of crucifers if they give, means so what is the type of disease which is belongs to the bacteria, chance is there to get confused. That's why what is the point now I am asking to remember, bacterial disease black. Black rot of crucifers, black bacteria or bacteria black. Try to remember carefully, important. So thereby one and only the disease. Sir, one is enough for sir, means yes, so here, so what are the examples they have given exclusively in our NCERT textbook. In NEET examination 100% they must touch that only. Okay, so no chance to give other than the textbook information. So thereby definitely if you remember, chance is there to identify that particular question. So what is the question they are going to give in NEET examinations? So now bacterial disease so is black rot of crucifers. Next one, viral diseases or viruses definitely causes the tobacco mosaic disease, and one more is turnip mosaic diseases. Now here somewhat clue under viruses, both diseases are starts with T only, tobacco mosaic and turnip mosaic. Okay, so viruses diseases names or viral diseases names are starts with T and bacteria diseases starts with black. Okay, these two, suppose if you remember what are the diseases comes under fungi, very easily we can remember. Fungal diseases are brown rust of wheat, red rot of sugarcane, late blight of potato. Fungal diseases. Bacterial diseases or diseases black rot of cruciferous. Next one, viruses diseases are tobacco mosaic disease and turnip mosaic disease. This is not written, but through my voice you can get them. Now, for obtaining of these kind of disease resistant varieties by using of plant breeding technologies, so what are the methods we have to follow, sir? Means now methods you see, methods of breeding for disease resistance or for obtaining of disease resistant plants, what are the methods we have to follow or we must follow? Now let us move forward to learn. Now breeding is carried out by conventional breeding technologies or techniques. Breeding is carried out by conventional breeding techniques or by mutational breeding. So here two ways are there. One, we can use conventional breeding techniques we can follow, or if you would like to follow mutational breeding also, definitely you can follow for obtaining of disease resistant plants. Means in order to obtaining of disease resistant plants, first of all here there are two different types of methods are there. One, you can follow conventional breeding techniques, or mutational breeding also you can follow. Now the conventional method, so first of all let us talk about the conventional method only. Conventional method of breeding for disease resistance is that what is that? So hybridization or selection. One more time, conventional method of breeding for disease resistance is that one, we can follow hybridization, means in methods hybridization and selection definitely we have to follow. So its steps are essentially identical to those breeding for any other agronomic characters such as high yield. Definitely these kind of steps definitely required for identification. For identification of those breeds, or what are the breeds definitely, so we are going to do that, or we are going to produce high yield in agronomical characters. So means high yielding capacity and disease resistant capability and good characters, everything simply we can be taken as agronomic characters. Means here in this particular case so here hybridization or high yielding capability and disease resistant capability, likewise, so there are different types of agronomical characters definitely essential for in conventional breeding. Now various sequential steps also are there, so try to by heart all these steps. So how we have learned the steps of plant breeding, 5 steps of plant breeding we have learned in previous videos. So likewise, so in order to obtaining of disease resistant plants also, so there are a few steps are there, exactly 4 steps are there. So these 4 steps also in sequential order try to by heart. Sir, why sir sequential order means? So definitely sometimes they will ask us to write in sequential order. So that's why. So first step is screening germplasm for disease resistant sources. So one more time, screening germplasm for resistant sources. Next one, hybridization of selected parents. So hybridization of selected parents. Now third one is selection and evaluation of hybrids, and fourth one, testing and release of new varieties. So here these steps also as steps of plant breeding only, but there 5 steps we have seen. Now here 4 steps only we are observing. So first step is screening germplasm for disease resistant sources. Next one, hybridization of hybridization among selected parents. Next one, selection and evolution of hybrids. Next one, fourth one is testing and release of new hybrids, okay or new varieties. So that is these are all points definitely we have to remember in a sequential order. Okay, next one, some crop varieties. So some crop varieties, so here breed or some crop varieties or breed by hybridization. So hybridization, and one more is hybridization and selection for disease resistant to fungi, bacteria and viral diseases are released. So here, so there are some kind of crop varieties. So we have developed by hybridization and selection. Hybridization and selection means definitely these varieties we have been developed by the conventional breeding only, no? So here all these examples are related to the conventional breeding. So why? Because in conventional breeding, no? So here what are the methods are there? Hybridization and selection is there, no? So now that information only now I am going to explain here. Some crop varieties so breed or developed by the hybridization and selection, and so these kind of varieties are definitely having disease resistance to fungi, bacteria and viral diseases. So they have given in a table. So let us have a look on this. This particular table also important for NEET examinations. So try to listen carefully. Crop, variety, resistance to disease. One more time. Crop, variety and resistance to disease. So first one, wheat, wheat variety is Himgiri. 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 So this table directly I have taken from the textbook only. Suppose if this table you are unable to identify or unable to see this one, so directly you can follow in a textbook page number 174. Now wheat variety or wheat crop is wheat, variety is Himgiri, and this particular variety show resistance to what is a kind of disease? Leaf and strip rust. Wheat and strip, STRIPE, STRIPE. Okay, E miss there, E missed, but leaf strip rust, and one more hill bunt. That is also one kind of variety. So that has shows resistance to the diseases. So in wheat variety is Himgiri, and resistance to disease leaf and strip rust, hill bunt. Two varieties are there. Next one, Brassica concern Pusa swarnim, and resistance to disease. So wheat rust. Okay, wheat rust. Next one, cauliflower. So cauliflower Pusa subra, Pusa subra, and one more is Pusa snowball K1, Pusa snowball K1. Now their resistance to disease, so that is black rust or black rot, and CORL, curl blight black rot. So here all these are all very difficult to identify. That's why I am asking simply to by heart. Okay. Next one, cowpea variety. So cowpea crop, their variety is Pusa komal. So disease resistance or resistance to disease. What is disease? It can resist, no, but the disease bacterial blight. Next one, chili. So chili, that is his variety is Pusa sadabahar or sadabahar. Pusa sadabahar variety. So their disease or resistance to disease is chili mosaic virus, tobacco mosaic virus and leaf curl. One more time, chili mosaic virus, so it can resist, and tobacco mosaic virus it can resist, and leaf curl also it can resist. Which one? Pusa sadabahar, that variety, that crop is chili. So likewise one table I have given. So in the next video I will start to give explanation regarding mutational breeding. Okay, so this particular video try to watch 2 or 3 times, so then only you can understand this entire information very clearly. Thank you, ma.